Okay, hi everyone. So today we are going to go through Ideogram, and Ideogram is one of the image generating softwares that we have. And this is going to be probably one of the best because it is the most realistic image generating software that we have so far. We are going to go through the same outline that we've gone through in the other videos. So we're going to go through realistic videos, anime, comic book style, 3D renders, digital art, cartoon animals, and then we're going to have vintage retro aesthetics, minimalistic design. Then we have fantasy art, surrealism, and then after that we have written text. The first category that we have was going to be realistic images, and this is realistic photos. So we're going to use the same prompts that we used before. The first prompt is a sunlit forest path with dapped light and filtering through the leaves. This is the most realistic photos that we've gotten so far. If you want to generate anything that's going to look realistic, so for example, if it's going to be a face, a human face, it's going to be a city, a cityscape, rain, the best one that we have so far that you can generate very realistic images, Ideogram is the best place. And then the second one, the human face, the wrinkles, we saw that in the other two videos, there are 3 videos actually, that the human face was not as detailed. So I'm just going to zoom in. This one looks almost, this looks practically real. And then for that, we have the cityscape. This is the most realistic image. It looks real. So far, we've seen that when it comes to image generating softwares, Ideogram is one that's going to give you the most realistic images that you can use in stock photos or even in your branding. The next series of images are the comic book style. This one has gone out of its way to become a little bit more original. For the other ones, with national park scene with onomatopic sounds. The second image really did a very good job with that. The first image as well, it nailed the prompt in the sense that we have a cityscape behind them. The characters are all full. There's no hand or leg that's missing. If it's going to be digital art, it's going to come up with art that lies more on the realistic side compared to Microsoft Designer. It was supposed to be a digital art of a cyberpunk city with new lights and flying cars. The flying cars are there. They're not just cars that have been made to fly. They seem like they've been made specifically to fly. For the second image as well, when it came to a digital art of a fantastical creature, this is the best image we've gotten so far. As realistic as it is, this is one of the best that we've seen so far, if not the best. The last image was supposed to be an abstract representation of emotions using bold colors and shapes. This has not done a very good job compared to what we got with Microsoft Designer and also not what we got with Flux. So Ideogram really relies more on the realistic side compared to the other image generating softwares that we had. The other category that we were going to go through was going to be the vintage retro aesthetics. For the first image, again, very realistic. The spelling is off, but again, it is a best that we've gotten so far. I will pick this as my number one right now when it comes to this one specific prompt. For the second prompt, again, it really has done a good job. It looks like a concert poster. It has the band that's going to be performing. It looks like a poster. For the third image, again, a very good job at coming up with a vintage image. It looks like a poster. The other ones, something like Microsoft Design or Flux, came up with things that look more of templates that you can use now to create posters. But this one has come up with very realistic photos that look like can be used or were used in real time. The other category that we have was fantasy art. The first image is supposed to be a dragon on top of a crystal mountain, and it has nailed that in the sense that the crystal mountain was there. It looks like a mountain in a way compared to what's around it. The dragon is not as realistic as what we got in the other images, but it is still okay. So the second image was again a fantasy image of an enchanted forest with fairies and glowing mushrooms. Again, looks very realistic and not as fantastical as it can look. The third image was of an epic battle between wizards with colorful magical spells. For every prompt that you give in most of the image generating software that we have, especially for Ideogram, it's going to give you 4 images for you to choose. So just depending on which image generating software that are there. So for example, with Leonardo AI, it's not going to give you 4. It will give you the option to choose whether you want 4, 3, or the other category that we have is going to be anime. And it is again not as good as what we've seen when it comes to other images. The first image was supposed to be an anime girl, basically. And this one has done a very good job. I can see that there is a transformation in the sense that you can see the rings around her as well. For the second image, it's supposed to be an intention in battle with energy blast and dramatic poses. It's not as dramatic as we got. The third image was a slice of life scene of a high school students eating lunch on top of a roof. This was a bit not as easy to come by because the first image that it gave me was like a live one, in the sense that it was humans, not necessarily cartoons. So I had to change the prompt a bit. So you always have to input aspects of it depending on which image generating software that you're using. So for this one, I had to like give it an anime prompt for it to give me exactly what I wanted. It's not as good as what we've seen. So Ideogram again lacks when it comes to anime. For the 3D render images, I wanted to create 3 different perspectives. So like for the first image was a 3D render of a futuristic spacecraft interior with holographic displays and sleek design. This is the most, again, realistic that we've seen, and there's a lot of emphasis on following the prompt and not necessarily being too creative with it. When it comes to the third image, it looks like an architectural visualization of a modern eco-friendly skyscraper, but not as good as what we got with Google's AI Test Kitchen. So for 3D renders, Google's Test Kitchen slightly better compared to what we are getting with Ideogram. The other really important category that we have is going to be whether or not you can be able to now generate your own cartoons. And the first image is a cartoon image of a group of mismatched animal friends having a tea at a party. So again, very good job, not as good as I would like it to be. The thing I like about it is it incorporated text into it, which is hard compared to what we're getting. I think this is the only one that has done that. So this is the second image. In the other images that we saw, it was very hard for the AI to come up with ways that it could show you that the fox outwitted the bear. But in this one, it chose to come up with text, which was smart, nice. The third image was a cartoon of animals just playing music at a band. And I chose this image specifically because it came up again with text here, Farmers Musical Ensemble, which was not prompted in the prompt, but still it was very good because it did follow the prompt as much as it can, and it was not too creative with it. The other category that we have is the minimalistic design, and this is for product packaging or if you want to come up with a company logo. So for the first image was supposed to be just a very simple logo with negative space and using only one color. This is the best image that we've gotten so far when it comes to that specific prompt. For the second image, it was supposed to be a clean and modern product packaging with minimal text. This is the best we've gotten so far. It looks as realistic as possible. So the idea here is you can use the same prompt and have your brand design inside the prompt, and then to be able to come up with a specific product promotion for that. And then the last one is where it has not really excelled, and it was supposed to be an infographic showing basic shapes and sizes and very minimal color palette. So the other categories, like the last category that we have, is surrealism, and this is just a form of art. And the first one, as digital art is going to be increasing, we have a molten clock in a barren landscape. And this is one of the best images that we've gotten so far, in the sense that it has followed the prompt. For the second image, again, closely following the prompt, this is the second best image that we got. The first image, I would say, will be from Microsoft Design, and then this comes in pretty close. The third image in Surrealism was supposed to be a staircase leading to the sky with multiple doorways. The last category is going to rely on the AI's specific ability to write text. So the first one was supposed to be the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. There's no AI specifically right now that has failed this. This one is better because it has followed the prompt in the sense that it looks handwritten. The second one was supposed to be a chalkboard with a phrase. Believe it or not, this is actually quite on point. This is the best spelling that we've gotten. So Ideogram is the best one that you can use for spelling. Right now, Ideogram is the best. It's the only one that has passed this series of categories when we have written text. Every single letter is present, none is missing. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.